In this video, I will rank all War Leader profession skills for Season 2 and beyond for Last War Survival. And I say beyond because even though the second season ended on many servers, ours included, we can still use the non-season profession skills until the next season. Now let's start with the rankings. Starting with the first 3 War Leader skills at Profession Level 1, we have Immediate Return, a highly important skill not only for Season 2, but in general as well. This will instantly return all your troops from gathering or other activities on the world map, so you can teleport your base, otherwise you will have to wait for their return. This happened to me while I was trying to help conquer a new city in Season 2 by teleporting my base as close as possible, but I couldn't. By the time my troops returned from helping unfreeze an ally, the city was already conquered. Therefore, I will place this profession skill in the S+ tier, and I highly recommend upgrading it at least 3 out of 5. Next, we have Unit Mobilization, also important because you can use it to instantly train up to 250 of your highest tier units once a day. I would have placed it in the S+ tier, but because the number of units you get at level 5 is not that impressive, it goes to the S tier. The third one is a season-related skill, and by the way, I must mention that all the skills you see on this green line are connected. To unlock any of these, you must first upgrade all previous skills at least once. That said, Combat Experience is a must-have skill for Season 2 as I explained in the Engineer Skills video. It will offer you more Profession XP from defeating world map zombies and Doom Elite monsters. S+ tier. Moving on to Profession Level 5, we first have Drill Ground Prep, a fundamental profession skill not just for Season 2, but in general, considering how limited the drill grounds are from one level to another regarding unit cap. Once you upgrade this skill to level 5, and I highly recommend doing so, it will increase the unit count of all your drill grounds by 10%, which is why it goes to the S+ tier. Next, there's the Hospital Prep skill that increases the hospital capacity by up to 10% at level 5. It's also a great bonus to have, especially if you want to reduce the risk of losing troops during PvP attacks. I recommend upgrading it at least 3 out of 5 in the beginning, and I will place it in the S tier. Profession Level 10 gives you access to 3 more amazing War Leader skills. The first one is Craze, which is by far one of the most valuable War Leader skills. As you know, after attacking another player's base, you enter a state called War Fever, during which you cannot use a shield for 15 minutes, while your attack power will be increased by 1%. With this skill maxed out, that attack bonus is increased by 5%. So S+ tier, and I recommend upgrading all 5 levels. Urgent Cure is another great PvP skill to have. You can use it to instantly heal all wounded units in the hospital not currently being treated by up to a maximum of 5,000. S tier, and I recommend upgrading at least 3 out of 5 levels. On the green line, we have Building Inspiration, another S+ tier skill, because it will offer you more Profession XP from defeating zombies during Season 2. At level 15, we have Winning Pursuit, which will boost the casualty rate by up to 5% when attacking a burning base. While this is great to have, especially during the 6th day of the Alliance Duel event, the bonus is barely noticeable. I will place it in the A tier and recommend upgrading at least 3 levels. Next, we have Intensive Training, a skill that increases the training speed by up to 25% at level 5. This can be extremely useful considering how long it takes to train units above Tier 7. Therefore, S tier and I recommend upgrading all 5 levels. On the green line, we have the Winter Theme-based skin. As I said in the Engineer tier list video, this skin does not offer any bonuses, and the design is quite similar to the default skin, not to mention that you can only use it during Season 2. That is why I don't recommend upgrading this skill unless you're aiming for a more advanced skill further up on this line. March in Badlands increases the marching speed of your squads on contaminated land during the capital conquest. I'm not sure if this also applies to the contaminated areas during the Rare Soil War event, and if you know, please let me know in the comments. But even if it doesn't, is still valuable, and I will give it an S tier. Next, there is Warfare Supplies, another amazing War Leader skill for any player who enjoys the PvP aspect of this game. The same as with the War Fever state, there is also a limit on how many resources you can plunder per day from attacking other players' bases. By default, that limit is around 20 million, but with this skill maxed out, you can increase the limit by 50%. S+ tier, and you should definitely upgrade it 5 out of 5. At Profession Level 25, there is the Inspire skill which increases the morale of your units, which means more attack power. S+ tier, no doubt. The Speed Up Reinforce skill, on the other hand, increases the march speed of your squads when reinforcing an ally. Not a crucial skill, and I would skip it. B tier. On the green line, we have Double Exchange. As I mentioned in the previous video, I do not recommend this skill because of the limited number of season resources you can exchange daily. B tier. Team Strike could have been a great skill, but the 5% attack bonus when participating in rallies and the fact that is not stackable makes me put this skill in the A tier. On the other hand, Disguise is an interesting skill because you can use it to hide your info on the battle reports for 30 minutes. With this skill, you could attack a few players from a powerful alliance while avoiding retaliation. However, keep in mind that your squads will still be visible on the world map when attacking those bases. Let me know in the comments what you think about this skill. Have you tried it, or would you consider using it in your strategy? As for my personal opinion, I will place it in the A tier, and I don't think I will ever use it. The Firebomb skill can be useful during the blizzard events towards the end of Season 2, when temperatures drop as low as -90 degrees or lower. However, it goes to the A tier because the effect only lasts 5 minutes. Moving forward, we have 2 more profession skills related to ally reinforcement. Tactical Reinforce increases the casualty rate of the attacking side. This could help you score more points during the enemy Buster event, but unfortunately, the 5% bonus at level 5 is still barely noticeable. Reinforce Strengthen skill increases the attack, defense, and HP for all defensive squads. Personally, I would skip both skills, but if you know reinforcing is something you do often, then they could add some solid benefits. B tier both skills. On the contrary, Professional Insights can be a valuable skill if your profession level is too low. You can use it to instantly gain up to 10% of your current level's profession experience once a day. Keep in mind that you cannot use this skill once Season 2 is over, the same as any other skill you see on this green line. S+ tier. Profession level 40 offers another interesting skill, Decay Ray. This skill causes some of the enemy's seriously injured units to be degraded, meaning their tier drops by 1. It can affect up to 5,000 units each day at level 5. Honestly, I don't see why anyone would want to use this unless there's some kind of grudge involved. It feels a bit harsh to set back someone's progress like that. Therefore, it goes to the B tier, but if you find yourself in situations where weakening an opponent's forces is essential, this could be a valuable addition. Charge Banner can be used to place a banner every 71.5 hours on an empty tile to boost all allies' attack within the banner's range for 30 minutes. It can be useful during the Soil War or while capturing cities in Season 2 and not only. The downside is that the 2% boost is significantly low, but if 5 more allies have it, the 10% combined effect can give your team a noticeable advantage during critical battles. S tier. Intense Overdrive is another essential skill for Season 2 because it will boost the temperature of your base by up to 6 degrees while having the Furnace Overdrive mode on. It can make a difference during blizzards and help you win the bonus for not having the temperature dropped below -20 degrees. And by the way, this reward includes Violet Shards that you don't want to miss if you want to upgrade her to the UR rarity. We have a full guide on this, so make sure you check that out too, link in the description. Hold the Base can offer up to a 5% increase in attack, defense, and HP to defending squads inside your base. However, this can still be a risky tactic and cause you to lose more troops. Also, having your squads checked inside the wall will probably attract more players to attack you, therefore A tier. Rally Guard decreases the casualty rate for all squads in a rally by up to -5%. B tier, because the bonus is barely noticeable even at level 5. Gather for Warmth is another skill I would skip because the recon planes move fast enough to increase the base temperature of your allies in a matter of seconds. B tier as well. Now, Base Strike is a great war leader skill to have. It boosts the attack, defense, and HP by up to 5% for your squad while attacking bases, which is always nice to have. S tier and I recommend upgrading all 5 levels. On the contrary, I do not recommend the Destruction Mine skill because it only works against players from other servers and has a long cooldown. Therefore, B tier. At level 55, we have a more advanced version of the Craze skill, Hyper War Fever. This required having the Craze skill maxed out, and it extends the duration of the War Fever effect by 5 minutes, and your heroes gain an additional attack bonus up to 5% at level 5. Definitely a must-have war leader skill, S+ tier. Rally Vanguard, on the other hand, increases the casualty rate for the enemy target when starting a rally. A tier because it's available only when you are the rally initiator. Frost Bomb is another skill I would skip because, in my experience, I've never needed to lower my base temperature or that of an ally. Sure, your base could overheat if too many allies warm it up at once and push it above the 50-degree threshold, but the temperature usually drops quickly on its own, even when overheated. So, this skill doesn't feel essential, and I will place it in the B tier. At Profession level 60, we have two more valuable skills: Riot Control and Efficient Training. Riot Control increases the damage reduction for your troops. This is a great addition, especially if you have heroes in your squad that do not have or have a low damage reduction bonus, S tier. Efficient Training reduces resource costs for training units. Absolutely a vital skill because of the high resource costs for training high-tier units, therefore S+ tier. On the green line we have Frostmine, a skill that could be useful during the Rare Soil War event, because not only decreases the enemy's base temperature, but also freezes it. Still, I don't think it's essential, and it goes to the A tier. Combat Raider increases the hero attack in the Desert Storm and Winter Battlefield events. Nice to have, but not that important compared to other War Leader skills. S tier. Banner Upgrade is an upgrade of the previous Banner Charge skill, and it adds a 3% defense bonus in addition to the 2% attack boost. If you already find Charge Banner useful, then this upgrade could be a worthwhile addition to strengthen both offense and defense for your allies. S tier, because it can also stack up to 5 times. At Profession level 70, we see the Assault Squad skill that reduces the enemy's crit rate by up to 5%. It goes on the A tier because there are other more valuable skills on this list. Finally, the last War Leader skill, Provocation, is a bit controversial. This skill lets you select an unshielded target and add up to 15 minutes of War Fever, but it's limited by the target's existing War Fever time. Personally, I don't find it very useful because of this limit. Also, it's unclear if the War Fever state applies to the target's base, or yours. It goes on the A tier as well, but please let me know in the comments what you think of this skill. This wraps up our tier list video for ranking all War Leader skills for Last War Survival. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing, sharing it with your friends, and giving it a thumbs up. Your support helps us create more guides like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.